Everything you need to know about knee sleeves, and are knee sleeves worth it when you're just starting out lifting? So hello, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new to weightlifting, or if you're new to the gym space in general, you will have seen like a couple of people, or most people, walking around with a pair of knee sleeves on. And you will have seen some people like walking around, I say walking around, I mean like training without knee sleeves. So with, without, like which is it? So before we get to the ins and outs of knee sleeves, I should just say that at the end of the day, a knee sleeve is just another accessory or tool or a supportive piece of equipment, just like any other, like a belt, like straps, shoes. So it is literally just a supportive piece of equipment, and it should be used throughout your training as a supportive piece and not as a crutch, used accordingly and appropriately. So in a gym setting, knee sleeves are typically used for two reasons, and we're going to focus on these main two reasons throughout the whole video. So one is joint warmth, and two is stability. Stability or support, number two. So obviously, like I said, there are other reasons that you would be wearing a knee sleeve. We are going to be focusing on the performance benefits, so completely irrespective of any other reason that you would wear a knee sleeve. Like if you wear a knee sleeve for like a medical reason or whatever it is, this is not what we're talking about. We are talking about performance benefits. So first and foremost, knee joint warmth. So generally speaking, knee sleeves for joint warmth can be beneficial and useful when working out, because they can provide and promote overall joint comfort as well as like a light level of compression. So in this regard, sleeves can be super beneficial for athletes who struggle to get their joints warm, or who take longer rests between sets, i.e. like strength athletes who take like 2 to 3 minutes between sets when performing like maximal reps, like maximal challenging weights. Now, generally speaking, like typically most knee sleeves will provide you with some sort of joint warmth, because it is just that added compression and that added like padding towards the outside of your knee, which means that obviously it will be kept warmer. Generally speaking, the knee sleeves that are just specifically made for joint warmth, like joint warmth and like warmth warmth again, tend to be between 3 and 5 millimeters of neoprene or spandex blend. Is basically like elasticy material feeling. These types of sleeves are not to be mistaken for like the heavier duty ones. These ones are super light and just provide like a little bit of added compression whilst providing warmth. Like the main benefit is the warmth, whilst the compression is just like a side effect of having the knee sleeves, you know. So these types of knee sleeves tend to be super like lightweight. They're not super like heavy duty like some knee sleeves that are on the market. So 3 to 5 minutes, like super light, provides a little bit of compression and like provides a good amount of warmth within the knee sleeve, obviously because you have something else wrapped around your knee. And the most important thing to note about these types of knee sleeves that are 3 to 5 millimeters is that they will not necessarily become a crutch, because there is basically no association between using those knee sleeves and having like a performance benefits. Like it really is just a little bit of compression and like a bit of joint like warmth. It's not going to be able to like help you bounce out of a squat or anything like that. So there will be no association between knee sleeve use with the 3 and 5 mil and lifting success. So I personally use the 3 to 5 millimeters because I do like to feel like my knees are a little bit warmer, and it just generally provides me like a little bit more comfort around that area. And because we do take longer rests between sets during whilst working at heavier reps, it does keep my knees a little bit warmer. Now it's important to objectively ask yourself, like, do you actually need these knee sleeves? Are you using them with the purpose that they have been made, which is to improve overall comfort levels and provide light compression and joint warmth? And are you using these knee sleeves correctly, in that are you able to move confidently within these movement patterns without the knee sleeves? Because then if you are, and if you're just looking for a little bit of light compression and a little bit of warmth, and you can confidently do all of these movements without the knee sleeves, then yes, the 3 to 5 millimeters are worth it. For me, I can do all of the exercises that I do with knee sleeves without knee sleeves. It's just that I feel more comfortable, and I feel like I get like a big benefit out of my knees just being a little bit warmer, and it just makes my joints that little bit more like almost malleable. Is that the right word? Number 2, knee joint support. So supportive knee sleeves can come in so many different forms, typically worn by strength athletes who desire extra support in heavy squats or Olympic lifts. So these are the SBDs that you probably have seen around the gym, or that you've seen a lot of people wear, like the chunky SBDs that people try and like pull on super challengingly and just look like super rigid and tight and like heavy duty. This is because they help provide that extra stability as well as confidence. Like these knee sleeves are so heavy duty that you will feel like your knees are just invincible. Like you are invincible with these knee sleeves on. So these knee sleeves designed for support tend to come between 7mm and 9mm thick, which is significantly thicker, almost double what the joint warmth knee sleeves do or are. And obviously as they are thicker, they are more resistant to stretching, which means they are tighter around your leg, aka providing more compression, which means that you have that added stability and like that confidence addition as well. So unlike knee sleeves for joint warmth, which you can wear pretty much like at any time as long as like you're training and you feel like you need that little bit of added warmth, knee joint support knee sleeves, like thicker knee sleeves between 7mm and 9mm, will be much more activity specific. Like it shouldn't just be worn willy-nilly all the time. They should be used with a more strategic plan in mind, aka like super heavy squats, 1RM lifts, like big clean and jerks, you know, like the big lifts that are going to be super challenging, super like taxing on your body, and that you feel like you need that little bit of extra confidence boost or that added stability with your knee. So very similar to lifting belts, knee sleeves can become crutches in some respects, aka you end up relying on them a lot and you feel like you're not going to be able to perform the rep as well as if you were wearing knee sleeves or if you're not wearing knee sleeves. Like it just becomes like a mental game where you feel like you're not able to perform at your best if you haven't got those knee sleeves. Just like if you go for a 1RM squat, you're like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do it if I haven't got my belt. It would be the same with your knee sleeves. So it's super important to remain objective when you're training in knee sleeves and to bear in mind their use and what they're actually made for when using them, as to avoid falling down the dependency rabbit hole of thinking like, I can't do this without my knee sleeves, or like my knees will not be healthy without my knee sleeves, because our bodies are amazing and we can all do stuff without knee sleeves, or should be able to do stuff without knee sleeves. Now obviously this goes back to the fact that if you're prescribed like medically knee sleeves, like this video isn't for you, and this is speaking so generally that I'm just bear in mind, I'm just speaking generally here. Like don't come at me with like hate if you wear knee sleeves for medical reasons. Like this isn't for you. So basically this video, I'm basically telling you that knee sleeves are just like a belt, are just like straps, are just like any other piece of equipment that you get progressively as you become more and more sports specific. So when you first start weightlifting, you're just starting out, it's not necessary to have like all of the bits and pieces. Like you may not feel like you need a belt, you may not feel like you need the shoes, you may not feel like you need the straps, and knee sleeves are exactly the same as all of those accessories. So if you are brand new to lifting, then opt for training without knee sleeves until you develop movement mechanics, fundamental strength, and more direction within your training so that you can appropriately choose what you then want to do with your training. So you can choose whether you need knee sleeves later down the line. Just make sure that your basics of being able to move properly, being able to be strong without anything else is down before you reach for that pair of knee sleeves online, you know, before you spend that whatever it is for a pair of SBDs or whatever it is for a pair of Ray-Bans. Ray-Bans? That sounds just like the sunglasses, doesn't it? So basically, to answer the questions, are knee sleeves worth it? Do you need knee sleeves? Like, does everybody need knee sleeves? Knee sleeves, knee sleeves, knee sleeves. Knee sleeves are worth it. Like I find that I have great benefit from wearing my knee sleeves, and I'm sure that most people who wear knee sleeves, especially like elite athletes who wear SBDs, feel like they get a lot of benefit out of wearing them, and it increases their longevity within the sport, increases their performance because of the benefits that the knee sleeves bring them. However, there needs to be an understanding behind their efficacy and their purpose. Like you need to know why you're wearing them, when you're wearing them, why you're wearing them, and like whether they're actually beneficial to you or what you want to achieve by wearing them. They can be an extremely supportive piece of equipment, like I just said. However, they do best serve their purpose when there is a specific task or application in mind. So there we have it. That is my knee sleeves video. I hope this helped a little bit, provided you some value. You've figured out whether you want to buy knee sleeves or whether you might start training without knee sleeves. Here's a challenge for you. Next time you go into training, squat without your knee sleeves, train without your knee sleeves, see how it feels, see whether you find that your performance is worse or see whether you find your performance is better, see whether you work worse under the load, like see whether your movement is impacted, see what happens when you don't wear knee sleeves. That is my challenge for you. If you did enjoy this video, as usual, please do give it a big thumbs up as well. Subscribe to my channel because I make videos every single week and it's great to see you here, and I really appreciate you subscribing to my channel, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Everything about it.